But that being said, Sharnice, what has been the biggest learning curve from your past job to this one?
If I don't get this done or if I don't get that done. So the biggest learning curve is I went from doing conventional loans and VA loans and, FHA loans to private lending.
But what drew you out of all the other job offers that you were getting? What made you pick Simplending?
It was like the culture was relaxed. It wasn't tense from what I'm used to.
Really?
I'm so used to being just like somebody's on you and micromanaging, and so
on Fridays we have account manager training, and that's something that even what's going on in New York since we lend nationwide.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just in Texas. That's another big thing about other lenders. They just lend here in Texas, but we have account managers training every Friday because we lend nationwide.
Yep. And what I love is she trusts her team.
That's another thing too.
To get it done, whereas, it's just not, okay, so what's going on with this? What's going on with this? And if so, it's just because it popped up on her screen. But I'm telling you, the culture here is really amazing.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Simple Chat. My name is Moises, and I'm an account manager here at Simplending Financial. And today we're welcomed by Sharnice Brim, our newest account manager assistant. Ms. Sharnice,
yes.
I would like to get right into it.
Okay.
Because I know that you're from out of town. I'm going to get into all those questions.
Okay.
But the first thing that I want to ask you is thank the Lord, because I begged Janine to give us an assistant that actually came from another mortgage lender. We had several assistants before you. Mm-hmm. And as you can tell, they're not here no longer.
Yeah.
They didn't make the cut, right? And one of the biggest things that we begged Janine was next hire, can we please hire somebody that comes with processing experience, somebody that comes from the same industry. Mm-hmm. But that being said, Sharnice, what has been the biggest learning curve from your past job to this one?
So in my past job, I actually was a billing specialist, which I love that I'm not in that anymore because it's so stressful. I feel coming here, I'm able to let my, shoulders down. I'm able to breathe, and I'm not worried about what has to happen, if I don't get this done or if I don't get that done. So the biggest learning curve is I went from doing conventional loans and VA loans and, FHA loans to private lending. And that's a whole different, spectrum to be on. So, learning the simple build and the rates and what a customer or a client qualifies for. Mm-hmm. And, just the simple things, the simple bridge. All of that is the hard thing to learn. So those are things that I'm trying to grasp.
Nice. My next question is going to be real simple, right?
Okay.
Don't give me a generic answer.
Okay.
Right? Because everybody knows that we're here because we want to make money.
Absolutely.
Right? But what drew you out of all the other job offers that you were getting? What made you pick Simplending Financial?
So actually, Janine reached out to me first.
Okay.
She reached out to me first, and I just, when she reached out, I was just like, here's somebody else that just, want to waste my time. But Correct. She was so honest. She was like, okay, we're going to do this day. And then she was like, all right, well, come in and we want to do this. And then all of a sudden, when I came in, it was like the culture was relaxed. It wasn't tense from what I'm used to.
Really? I'm
so used to being just like somebody's on you and micromanaging, and so to know that women started this company and it's ran by women, it's a breath of fresh air. So that it can be a man's industry, but knowing that I can learn from, because I told Janine, I always wanted to learn how to flip houses, and
yes.
I wasn't looking at the financial, specter of it. But now that I am, it's like, okay, this could actually be a lucrative business.
Yeah.
So it's the culture, it's the learning, it's just the people. I love it here.
Man, I want to agree with 100% of what you said. And I want to reiterate a little bit, like you said, it was women. It started by women. Mm-hmm. I came from a different mortgage lender, and I was intimidated at first. I didn't want to come because I felt like they only want women.
Yeah.
Do I have to identify as a woman now? How am I going to get in? Let me in, please, right?
Right.
But it was the best decision of my life so far. I really enjoy working here.
Agree.
the culture, like you said. Janine gives us the like IDS on Wednesday. We have team lunch.
Yes.
And we're able to actually say what we need to say without having to worry about, oh man, I shouldn't have said that. Now they're gonna, be bad about it.
I agree.
So we do have a space where we have team culture and no negativity. And if there is something negative, let's mastermind this. We're all sitting here. Let's discuss, and solve. Let's figure it out together, right?
And another thing that I love is on Fridays we have our meeting where Janine presents us with these scenarios of, okay, this customer has this loan amount in the rehab, and she gives us, now it's not me, I'm learning, but it's especially with the account managers, like she'll present a scenario and she's like, okay, so what loan would you give them? Like what product would you give them? And some, they are stumped, but then there's some that's just like, well, this is why I would give them this because, of their credit score or their FICO, and there's this, and so I love that she present those things to you, because then it gives us a different way of thinking, like, well, maybe I didn't think about that. When I have this loan now, how can I give him the best rate, and how can I make sure that, we can push this loan to closing? So it's just a lot of building up that you don't get at other jobs that I love here. So
right. So one thing that our viewers may not know is that we're part of the National Private Lending Association. So Janine is always going to conferences. She's always getting up to date with what the lending landscape is changing. So on Fridays we have account manager training, and that's something that even what's going on in New York, since we lend nationwide. It's not just in Texas. That's another big thing about other lenders. They just lend here in Texas, but we have account managers training every Friday because we lend nationwide. And some things are changing. The things change every day, right? But yes, we try to stay up to date, and I love that about our boss. She's hands-on. She's on the sales floor making cold calls too. You're like,
she's working.
You're like, if she's making cold calls, I'm gonna be making cold calls too, man.
And she shows up every day. Like, she's not one of those managers that just is just there and she's just making sure that she's doing her own thing she's doing her own thing while we're doing our own thing. She and what I love is she trusts her team.
That's another thing too.
To get it done. Whereas, it's just not, well, okay, so what's going on with this? What's going on with this? And if so, it's just because it popped up on her screen. But I'm telling you, like, the culture here is really amazing. It's untouched from anything that I've ever been with.
Right.
Or come from.
I really love that about our company as well. And we're not even trying to just boost it up.
No, seriously.
It's legit, right?
Absolutely.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I already asked a few of these questions.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's another question. It's not really it's really more on me, right? But can you share to the viewers what's some advice that I gave you that could help you settle into your new role?
So, coming from conventional, or from the conventional world into private lending, Moises has been a big help. He sits right next to me, so he's been such a big help as far as learning, knowing that there's a complete difference between conventional and private. So the things that I've learned, like when in the conventional world, you have to get a lot of documents in before we can even get it over to processing. Moises is just like, nah, let's just push this stuff. Let's just go ahead and get it through. Because they'll start to send stuff along the way, but we know that we can't get it to underwriting until we got the most pertinent information sent over. So Moises is always like, get your mind out of what you used to know, because this is different.
Right.
We can do so much more versus being in the conventional world. So that's the one thing that sticks to me a lot, because I don't have to look at it like, well, where's this at? Nope, we can't get it to processing. Processing is already working on stuff just with the application, the FICO score, the background. They're already ordering some, ordering title and everything, just because it's privately owned. You can do basically what you want. It's still, get the loan through to closing. So,
and that's another reason why we do nationwide lending in the National Private Lending Associations, because we're part of an association that we are able to do that.
Absolutely.
Right? We're able to underwrite all our files. It doesn't matter what part of the country you're from. We're all going to underwrite them the same. So that's very, very good on behalf of our part, right?
Yes.
And our clients.
Absolutely.
Oh, look, this is something good.
Okay.
So, Sharnice, what's one thing that you noticed about me that you like working?
Moises makes work fun. He makes work fun, but he's such a go-getter. Like, he always wants to he's constantly on the phone. He's talking to customers. He done told customers that Donald Trump was going to be at our event.
My uncle.
His uncle. Like, anybody famous is his family member, and so it makes it so much fun working with him because he's very knowledgeable. So I'm not scared to ask questions, and I'm not scared to ask Moises any question because it's not meant with, oh my God, I just told you this, you know. It's always very comforting to know that I can ask you questions without having any issues or be like, okay, I'm scared to ask. And you know, like how you hold off asking questions because you be like, okay, I know this is.
Right.
It's not like that.
Right.
Not with anybody in the office. Like, everybody is just so chill. You can ask the question because I want to make sure that I get everything right, especially with, you know, this is their loan. They want to make sure that they're taking care of the customer, but at the same time, I want to make sure that I'm taking care of them as well. So knowing that I can ask anything, if I don't understand anything, Moises will take time out of his schedule just to teach me. Like, when a customer called in and was like, well, what do you offer? I was like, flipping through papers, and Moises was like, just tell them this. Keep it simple.
Right.
Don't go over and beyond. Just keep it simple. He gave me the words to say, and that's what I use now.
Thank you, Sharnice. My head just got so big right now. It doesn't fit in this room. Thank you so much. You see, viewers, it's not fake news. It's true. And you know what, Sharnice? I want to thank the Lord and Janine for you coming in here, because since you have experience already, you're not someone brand new worried about, oh, I gotta deliver bad news, the appraisal came in low. Like, you have that experience. I don't need to sit there and coach you how to deliver bad news, how to deliver good news, how to send an email, how to follow up. Like, you know those things already because you came from the conventional side. And besides that, you already know what the hell. When I tell you something, it's like you're locked in. You came in and you're ready to go.
Absolutely.
And you fear the Lord just like you. And every now and then we talk about the Bible verses and stuff like that. So it's like, man, what I couldn't ask for anything better. You've been such a good fit
I love
in this
being
company.
here. Absolutely. Yes, I love it. Can I ask you some questions?
Okay, go for it.
Okay. All right. So what made you feel that you needed an assistant, and then what made you feel that I was good for the role?
Thank you for asking. So to tell you the truth, I'm scared of growth like every other human, but I gotta embrace it, right?
Okay.
When Janine presented me the idea of having an assistant, the first thing, I didn't want an assistant.
Okay.
Why? Because I didn't want to train anybody. And I was already having all these negative impacts in my head. Like, I don't want to train them. I'm just scared. I was being selfish. I'm just worried about me.
Absolutely.
Right? But I started changing my mindset. Like, what am I going to give? How am I going to give this company to grow? I always say that I don't want to be a startup anymore. I want to be a big company. I want to be Apple. I want to be Microsoft. However we get to that point, I got to flip my mindset, right? I want people to come in. I want to be here. And instead of me not having to help people, let me help you. Yeah. What do you need to do? Because whenever you switch your mindset, everything changes. And I want to build this company. I'm not worried about what am I going to get out of it. Like, what am I going to give? And I like that. I love it, actually.
Okay. I like that.
Ask me another question. Okay. I like this question.
All right, let me see. So how do you approach building trust this early in your working relationships?
Okay, that one's easy. I'm gonna use you, Sharnice. Okay. Right. So right off the bat, like in the morning, I tell you good morning. Like, how was your drive?
Absolutely.
I asked about your personal life.
Yeah.
And what did you do last night? Like anything in between. Hey, what'd you eat for lunch? What's for lunch?
Yeah.
Whatever, right? Because I come from I'm Hispanic, like, you know, right?
Yeah,
I come from the construction site. In the construction landscape, in the world like that, lunchtime is like the time when you flex your lunch, when, you know, you share. Like, Hispanic people are super sharing.
Okay.
You're like, hey, what'd you bring? You make this? I mean, we're going to switch it up. I'm going to give you a taco. You're going to give this guy a taco. Nice. Hey, that guy has a sandwich. Sad for him. Give that man a taco over there. You know, it's like that. So when I bring that here, I make it more like we're a family. There's only 6 of us up here, man. All of us hear each other's phone calls.
Absolutely.
Man, when you're upset or somebody else is upset, like, man, stay away from that guy over there, you know?
Yep.
We're such a close company. I want it to grow, but I don't want the culture to change. I want us to stay the way
yes.
right now.
I feel like that's important, because once you start getting so commercialized, as far as like the culture, the shift, you're going to feel it, right? You're going to feel the shift, and it's just going to be like, well, dang, this ain't nothing like it was when we first started. Or it's nothing like, but at the same time, growth is good.
Yes.
It's hard because we don't want to stay in the same place, right? Like, we all want to elevate to something better.
I want to go back to the other question. I don't think I answered it. You just reminded me. Like, that made me, I didn't know I needed an assistant. I didn't know I wanted an assistant.
Okay.
Right? Until the assistant started coming in, I was like, oh, okay, I don't have to follow up so much. Like, getting into the documents and the weeds. And I know that you already know that stuff, so it'll free up my time to get more clients, to sell more clients, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't want to give up the control. That was the main thing, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody to call my clients. Those are my clients. What are you calling a client for?
Yeah.
Type stuff, right? But now, like I said, switching the mindset.
Yeah.
That's what it let go of the control. I want to change my answer. That was the part why I didn't want an assistant, is because I didn't want to take over control. I felt that nobody cares about this client more than I do.
Yeah.
And that was me putting those things in my head.
Yeah.
Like, we're all on the same team. We're all Simplending financial team. Like, you just don't help my loans. You help with Brian. You help with Diana's loans. We're all on the same team. And that was the issue.
Yeah.
And now I'm happy.
And just so you know, I'm not stealing them. I'm working with that so that he can get other customers and get other deals in, so that he can focus on that. I'm taking the back burner. So, and the thing is, a lot of them still reach out to you versus, I'm like, I introduced myself. You can reach out to me.
They don't reply all on the emails?
They don't. But they love, he has this welcoming personality. So I get it. Like, it's easy to just, reach out to you. But I'm only here to assist him. I know that y'all love talking to him. But allow me to help. I'm here to help you.
Yes, Sharnice knows what she's doing.
I get it. Though.
Yes, you send them an email, they reply me with a text. Reply the email.
I have that so many times. Okay, let me ask you one more question.
Yes.
This is a good one.
Okay.
So how do new team members, like assistants like me, bring fresh energy and new perspectives to the company?
Oh man, that's a great question.
It is.
Because it gives me a new opportunity to sell. Not sell the company, but just sell the culture, sell us, right?
Okay.
And I love helping people. I love it, man. Especially when somebody's brand new, they're joining the team. I'm always the type of person that if I see you struggling, I'm going to ask if you need help. 100%, man. I remember how it was with me. And I want everybody to have a good experience coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really do, because like I'll be sitting here and be like, "You're right, Sharnice." I'm like, "Yeah, I got it." Like,
I'm like, I see you staring at that same screen for a few minutes, man. What's going on?
I'm looking at it. I'm like, yeah. I mean, because eventually, if I look at it long enough, I'm gonna get it. But then I could, like I said, I could still ask. So it is one of those things where we really do look out for one another, especially the account managers. Like, they really are just really great at getting me in and helping me. And so, it really is just a great team and a great culture around here.
I like that how you brought in things from your other company and we implemented it. Like, one thing that Sharnice brought up that really has helped us, especially in the processing stage, is the kickoff call. Yeah. That has worked so good because it was a big issue for us. So you bringing that from your other company has really improved.
It lets
our process
them know
here.
that it's not just Moises. Now, we're handing your account off from Moises to me and to the processors.
Team.
Right. So if anything, you'll be hearing from me more than Moises, but I get it. Everybody wants to talk to Moises.
It's just things like that you bring, that really help the culture of the company. 100%.
Absolutely. That's what you're supposed to do, right? We want to grow. We want to be able to, get to a different stage. So eventually we're going to get it to where after they are in processing,
everybody knows this.
Yeah. And then, you won't even, until everything is back to closing, then you step right back in.
Eventually, there was a question in another episode of Simple Chat, so go ahead and look at all of ours that I had with Diana. And one of our future things is that I would like to have junior account managers, several. Diana would like to have her own team. And then eventually our company's going to grow where you'll be like the head assistant, right? You'll have some assistants for yourself too. Right? So anything's possible,
nice.
right?
Yeah.
Let's go. And that's what I see. We see ourselves growing. Like we started in a small company.
Yeah.
I would say Jeff Bezos and Amazon. Why not? I see his
Seriously.
picture in the garage with
Yeah.
a banner that says Amazon. And when I think about Simplending, we had a home. It was a house, an office house. It was 2 stories
Oh,
in
nice.
Spring Branch.
Okay.
So I left a big commercial building and come work there. Like,
Okay.
right? And I bet on myself. I'm like, okay, I believe in this company.
Yes.
We were there a few months and now we're here in a big old
Nice.
office space in the Galleria
Yeah.
area, right? So why
Very
not? Why
nice.
can't we own the next building and
Why
have
couldn't we?
over 100 people?
Mhm.
And anything is possible.
It's possible. It's very possible.
Yes,
So
man.
we're going to get it done.
So thank you for joining us another episode of Simple Chat. Please don't forget to like and follow. Thank you.
Thank you.